Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're positing the question, could all travel restrictions to Thailand end in 2022? And the reason I started thinking of this came from reading a recent article in the Bangkok Post. That's bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, Hoping for Return to Normalcy. Quoting directly, if the government is confident enough to declare COVID-19 endemic by the end of this year, and as we've discussed in another video, it does appear that that is the way things are moving. Now, how they actually play out remains to be seen. Quoting further, most or all travel restrictions must be lifted because it means the pandemic is under control, said Association of Thai Travel Agents President Sistavich Chiwatwarathanaporn. He said entry registrations on the Thailand Pass system should be terminated to pave the way for normal entry regulations as used prior to the pandemic. As we've discussed in other videos on this channel, the Thailand Pass system actually originated when the certificates of entry were promulgated March of 2020 with the promulgation of the emergency decree. And so we dealt with certificates of entry in 2020 all the way through to midsummer of 2021 when the Thailand Pass system was rolled out. So that's kind of the legacy system, but it all emanates from that original emergency decree. And presumably what's being said here, it seems, is if it's deemed endemic, then the emergency decree is thereby terminated, and thereby you no longer need the Thailand Pass system. And I think everyone in the tourism sector would agree that would be the best thing for that sector, because the end of the Thailand Pass, as it is right now, there's some who would argue, I think it's kind of comparable, but in certain ways it's better. But that Thailand Pass is better than the certificate of entry, well, that's not saying much from the standpoint of tourism operators. What I think most everybody in the tourism sector wants to see is a full reopening. No sort of precursor, Thailand Pass in addition to visas, whatever. Quoting further, foreigners should be able to apply for visas, or those from nations granted visa exemptions must be allowed to enter the country without encountering any hassles, said Mr. Sistavich Divachir. So, what are we getting at here? Well, if this thing is no longer the massive threat that it was deemed to be, then we're looking at a situation where immigration regulations are not going to be the onerous, process that they currently are. And if that is the case, as noted already, that would have a tremendous upside benefit on tourism and I suspect the overall economy as a whole.